John Brzezinski. I'm the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Osisko Mining Incorporated. Osisko Mining is a gold explorer based in Quebec, developing the world-class Windfall gold deposit with our partner Goldfields International. Part of the deal that we did with Goldfields is that they have to spend $75 million on the rest of our very significant property. It's not really a property, it's more of a district over the next 7 years. But before Christmas, we also did a deal as Osisko Mining with Bona Resources. This was another piece of ground in our belt where we have the right over 3 years by spending $30 million to earn a 70% interest. Very interesting ground to us. It's about 5 kilometers downstrike from Windfall. Because we've done over 2 million meters of drilling at Windfall, we have a very intimate understanding of the geology. So we have some specific ideas about where we think we might find the next Windfall. And either that will be on the regional program with our partners Goldfields or potentially on this joint venture ground that we have with Bona. Osisko Mining as an investment for a potential investor right now is again, I think a pretty straight shot. We have that final piece of de-risking to do coming over the next 2 years or 2.5 years to get into production. This isn't the first time we've done this. A lot of people will remember the first version of Osisko Mining Corporation that we started back in 2003. That was about a 10-year journey from acquisition of the Canadian Malartic project. That ended up as the Canadian Malartic mine, currently still Canada's largest single gold producer. We sold that company in 2014 for about $4.3 billion. So, basically what we have here after another 8 years of work is another world-class mine, the Windfall deposit. It's currently Quebec's largest ever underground high-grade gold deposit discovered. That should be a mine in about 2 years' time. We brought in Goldfields International as a partner back in May of last year. So we're fully financed. We're in permitting right now. We expect to finish that this year. We'll get into construction about 12 or 18 months from now, ideally, and be pouring gold bricks in about 2 years, 2.5 years' time. From an investor point of view, and a lot of people are familiar with the Lassonde curve, where companies start at nothing, they make a discovery, the share price goes up, and then they define it. And as you get into permitting and construction, the share price tends to fall off. It hasn't been different for us. It's why there is a Lassonde curve, as it happens to all companies. But really where we are is we're about 2 years or 2 years and a few months away from gold production. We currently trade at about 950 million Canadian market cap. And that's about the cash value that we have in the company with our cash position, equity positions, out of the money warrants and options, and further funds that are owed to us by Goldfields and our tax pools. What it tells me is that our half of the Windfall world-class gold deposit is trading for nothing right now. Windfall itself, the feasibility and the partnership and the mine that we're building is only based on the first 4 million ounces that are shown in our feasibility study. Those are 4 million of over 7 million ounces that we have defined in all categories. And that 7 million ounces we think is only half or less than half of what we suspect Windfall as one deposit will do over time. I mean, this isn't going to be a 10-year mine. We think this is going to be a generational mine. It'll go decades. And again, I suspect this will be one of many that we will develop with our partners Goldfields in the belt in the years to come. The commodity price has got nowhere to go but up because of depleting resources. The money just hasn't been spent over the last 20 or 30 years to find new deposits to replace demand. With the senior companies, because there haven't been a lot of new discoveries, that only leaves them with one choice. That's M&A activity. And I think that's really what's going to drive the cycle when it does kick off. I think we're going to see a flurry of consolidation between either existing producers or whatever else is left out there, because there are very few assets to fight over. Canadian Malartic, when we started that company, was $1 million market cap, trade by 5-cent stock, and by the time we finished, it was a $4.3 billion sale. It was a tremendous effort by a huge team, and again, that's still Canada's largest mine, the 9th largest mine in the world. It was a really great experience. I'd have to say I'm a lot more excited about this one. Again, and it's almost like lightning striking twice. Most geologists never get the chance to start a project and see it all the way through to mining. It's rare in any case, but Windfall again is going to be an example of that, where we acquired the project from an acquisition. We reinterpreted the geology. We started to drill it. We increased the drill program sort of tenfold. We had a couple drills at the beginning. We actually had 36 drills at one point. And it's a very high grade deposit. Windfall, we see tremendously rich intercepts on a very regular basis. High grade mines capture people's imaginations a lot more than low grade mines, but they certainly, I think it's going to be as equally as profitable as Canadian Malartic was. This one's a bit more personal for me because we did a lot of interesting things with our team that we hadn't done with Canadian Malartic. We really had the leisure to drill it off. We drilled Canada's longest drill hole down to about 2.8 kilometers. It's a 3.5 kilometer long hole. Showed that the deposit continues on down to depth. So when I talk about this being a multi-decade generational mine, it's based on some of the science that we've done over the last 5 or 6 years. Because it's such a tremendous deposit, it's very predictable. Now that we've unwound the geology, and the whole team has just been having a lot of fun.